The Generic Geriatric Cyclist.
Hello, I'm the Generic Geriatric Cyclist, and today we're going to explore what has become the forbidden zone of cycling: tempo riding.
In cycling's current training paradigm, 80-20 riding or polarized training, you are encouraged to do 80% of your riding in the easier zones of recovery, Zone 1, and endurance, Zone 2. The remaining 20% is to be done in interval work in Zones 4 to 7, places where you can train for only relatively small amounts of time, the hard stuff. Zone 3, tempo, is to be avoided at all costs. It isn't considered to be hard enough to cause a significant training effect, but still hard enough to cook your legs. It gives you some of the hurt with few of the benefits of high-intensity intervals. The high end of tempo, which is the lower end of sweet spot training, escapes this criticism, so doing sweet spot training is okay, according to polarized training advocates. So, why am I riding in the exact zone that the experts tell me to avoid? It's because my legs and my pain tolerance won't allow me to do enough sweet spot training to make it worthwhile. This year I decided to work my way up to a half hour of sweet spot training instead. That meant starting with 6 5-minute intervals in the lower end of tempo and working my way up 5 watts at a time. It's probably not that I merely lack the power to do sweet spot. It's just that, as a recreational cyclist, I've always ridden for fun. The concept of getting on the bike and suffering was never in my repertoire. I did only 3 of these interval sessions before I found a way to train in tempo and sweet spot that is a whole lot more fun. The Tour de Zwift. I did 7 of the 8 routes. I missed one because of scheduling conflicts and missed it again on makeup week. But then I did a few routes twice. I got really hooked. Group rides like the Tour de Zwift aren't races, but tell that to the people who participate. They come flying out of the start and keep up a killer pace throughout. The competitive atmosphere is contagious. Even though I'm getting passed throughout the ride like I'm standing still, I put out more watts than I've ever been able to do riding on my own. The fun helps you forget how much your legs hurt. The same thing happens on other Zwift group rides. So now I only do structured interval training when I can't find an appropriate group ride at the time I plan to ride. Fast group rides have made me look forward to my next workout. Before I discovered them, intervals were more of an obligation. Now I work harder and it's more fun. There are some slower-paced rides where the leaders are serious about wanting you to stay within a prescribed pace. I try to avoid these rides if I'm looking to put out greater watts per kilogram number. I don't want to see the rejoin the group graphic flashing at me and telling me that I'm not a good co-rider. Now I'm looking forward to the next big thing on Zwift, the Tour of Watopia. This is how a typical fast group ride goes on Zwift. By the way, that's me in the bottom middle of the frame, the gray-haired guy. Watch as the group comes off the line, like jackrabbits. I'm tempted to do the same until I realize that I'm far from able to keep up. On the right side of the screen, you can see me starting near the front and going to the middle within seconds, and then the last third of the group within minutes. I don't mind at all as long as I'm having fun and as long as I'm not dead last. In focusing on fast group riding to get beyond endurance-paced training, I don't want to sound like I'm against structured interval training. Far from it. Structured intervals are more precise, like aiming at a targeted zone with a sniper rifle. Doing fast group rides is almost like blasting the target with a shotgun. You hit the target, but nowhere near as precisely. Still, for me, the group rides seem to be working and are a whole lot more fun.
So that's it for now. So long. Hope to see you next time when I do my first FTP test of the year, and we'll see if this training is working or not.
Goodbye and happy training.